I'm Charlene from So Dressmaking and welcome to day 3 of my Flor Sew-Along. So yesterday, day 1, we went through all of the changes that I was making to the pattern and just a few details about the pattern as well. Yesterday then, day 2, we got the bodice all sewn together. I tried the bodice on last night and there was a few wee bits that I just wasn't quite happy with. I would say the versions I've made before, the ruffles maybe have covered these issues, so that's maybe why I hadn't picked up on them. But all that I'm going to do, there was a wee bit of gaping here at the side of the arm and I wanted to just bring the shoulder in a wee bit more. So the great thing about this being a princess seam bodice is that I can actually just pinch this out here. So I'm just going to take this in from here up to the shoulder and then taper that back out at the back and do that on both sides, and then it's going to give me a much better fit. So I will get that done now, and then after that we are going to put the waistband and ties on. So there's a certain point here, there's 2 different instructions. There's the instructions for the top and then there's also the instructions for the dress. They're both very similar. The only difference really is that instead of just sewing the waistband together along the bottom edge, you would be sandwiching the skirt in between there as well. So yeah, that would be the only difference if you were making the dress version of this. So yeah, I will get started on this now. Okay, so we are going to attach that's the ties there. So the waistband pieces, this is the back and the front. You should have 2 of the back piece on the fold and 1 of those should be interfaced. That'll be the outside, and then there'll be 4 of the front waistband pieces, and again 2 of those should be interfaced as well. So I'm going to make sure I have these. Make sure you know which is the side, and then the back will be okay. So they start off with the front, or the outer waistband pieces. Okay, so the outside waistband, if we have it up that way, and then 2 sides are going to go here and here, and then on this side here, so this will be on the right side as you're wearing it. The middle part of this seam is just going to be basted so that you can open that up then to put the tie through when it's all finished. So I'll get that pinned first. I'm going to pin it like that, and then I'll know to leave that side open. So that is the outer waistband, and then the inner waistband will be on the opposite side because it's going to be the opposite on the inside. And then put one side and then the other. So this side here will be sewn completely, and this side will be left open. I will get started on this. So I have also now sewn my waist ties, so it's just sew them right sides together and then I'll turn them out. Then the other thing I've done on the inner waistband, you sew a line of stitching at 1.3 centimeters or half an inch away from the edge, and what this does is it helps give you a nice clean line for folding this in which you will then either hand stitch down or stitch in the ditch when the waistband's all been put together. So I'm going to get these all pressed now. This turned out the right way, and then we will move on to the next stage. So there is a great tip in the pattern for when you are turning your loops or your ties through. I'll put a wee picture in of what it was that I did, but you press in the seam allowances before you turn it, and then it gives this really nice crisp end without having to trim anything down. So we are going to attach the ties now to the waistband, and that is that way. So the short tie will go on this side over here. And then, so this is the top of the, this is what attaches to the top, and this is the bottom of the top then, for reference. And then this one will go, I have a preference for which side is going to be facing out. I think they're both nice. And then this one will go here, and they get pasted on. Yeah. The next step is going to be taking the inner waistband, placing it right sides together with the outer waistband, and sewing along this bottom edge here, understitching it, and then attaching the top of the outer waistband to the bodice. Okay, so now I have my waistband all attached. You can see from the outside here. So this is my front seam. Then we have the outer waistband, the inner waistband, and this is the tie. So what we have to do, and you can see this here should match up pretty closely at the front. I think the other side's a wee bit better. You can see there the point should come down so that that just all lines up whenever it's turned out. So what we need to do, I'm going to trim down some of this on the inside. Then if we find, yeah, so this is the side that has been basted. You can see there the stitches are quite loose, so I'm going to take those basting stitches out. So we need to trim down all the seam lines here so that it's easier to get the tie in and out. And then I will show you get this loosened up, and then see here. Then I'm gonna trim all this right down. I'm going to press the seam down here first. So the next step is going to be folding. So here is my tie. I'm going to be folding the outer waistband up over this way and sewing down here. What again she recommends is when you've done that, fold this in and press it. So fold the end in and press it, and then when you turn it out, that gives a really nice clean edge here. So that is the next step that I'm going to be doing. So that is the end all sewn up, and I will show you now. So and then when we turn this out, it has a nice clean finish there. So that's that side done. We'll do the other, and then the only thing left to do now with the waistband is to stitch in the ditch on the inside, and that will be it ready for the sleeves to go in. And there we go. Trim all these bits. So that is us done with day 3 of the Flor Sew-Along. So I have my, what is this, threaded through here. My waist tie is here we go. So that is it all put together. So obviously if you were making this as the top with ruffles and without the sleeves, then you would be finished by now. Tomorrow we will be adding on the sleeves, which is the final touch. I have a few more wee threads and bits here to trim off, but yeah, I'm really excited to get this finished. So I will see you all tomorrow for the final day.